What is going on, everyone? Now today I want to talk about some basics, or really a crash course for the basics of building a website. More specifically, what exactly is required to set up a website for yourself. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Emmanuel. I am the founder and senior brand strategist over here at Square One Group, where really our mission is to help you identify your expertise so that you can scale your real estate business. So, like I said, the purpose of today's video is that I want to break down some of the technical fundamentals when it comes to setting up a real estate website. Look, the reality is many of you guys got into real estate because you want to help people either sell or buy or invest in property and not set up websites. Figuring out how to set up websites is super time consuming, especially if you don't have the time, and super painful because you probably don't have the technical background. And typically, what usually ends up happening is that most agents, beknownst to them, end up signing up or purchasing some craziness and waste a ton of money in really setting up their website and the whole process. So my goal for really today's video is to break down into its simplest form how to set up a website so that you know exactly what you should be purchasing when you find yourself in the predicament of needing to set up a website. This isn't about setting this stuff up yourself. Okay, look, there are tons of videos out there explaining how to do this, and chances are you're probably going to end up hiring someone to do this anyway for yourself in the long run. Really, the purpose here is to educate you on this stuff so that you will not be misled in the future. That said, we are going to be going over some boring yet very, very important stuff when it comes to setting up a website, specifically domains, servers and hosting, security, and emails. And really, at its core, this is what a useful website is composed of. So let me break down each one of these little pieces, shall we? Now, the best way to really explain this is to use some analogy and metaphors to really help you unpack what exactly we're building. So to really simplify this, let's go with something that we all already know, which is the analogy of building a house, because hey, we're all in real estate and we can kind of relate to that. Okay, so item number one I want to talk about specifically is the domain. Now, in order to have a website, you need a domain. And the reality is, a domain is a heck of a lot like an address for a property. Now, a domain is like the location on the internet where you send people to visit. It's the same way that you would provide an address to a property if you want people to find this specific location of said property. All right, simple enough. Now let's move on to a kind of pillar or point or setup piece number two, and that is hosting and servers or server. Okay, so now that we have an address, we need a building or a structure to associate to it. So let's imagine that you're driving to this imaginary address for a property, and when you get there, you find an empty lot. Now, a server and hosting, that's essentially what it is. An empty lot. Now, you can use this empty lot to build a property, the same way that you would use server and hosting to build a website. All right, now moving item to number three, and that is security. Now, let's fast forward very quickly to the future, and let's say that you've built this really awesome looking property. But let's also say that this property isn't in the nicest neighborhood, so you're gonna need to put up some sort of security to repel the bad guys. Now, in the web world, the security that I'm referring to is called a SSL certificate. And this is something that you install into the website to keep the bad guys from breaking in, the same way that you would install maybe security cameras. I'm just gonna put security to try to repel the bad guys from breaking into your property. Now, the last little component that you really need to have a solid website is email. So let's say that you wanted to start receiving some mail to your property. Now, in order to do that, you essentially need to set up a mailbox. Email is like your traditional mailbox. When people need to send you something, you need to have something set up so that people can start mailing you these messages. And if you're looking at my screen, that's really it. That's all you need to set up a website. Now, if you sign up with a service provider, for example, like GoDaddy, you'll see that they actually sell you these same 4 items that I referred to in this video. You'll also find that with everyone else that you're working with, these are really going to be the main things that they'll be chatting with you about to get you set up with a website. Now, you'll find that of these 4 items, the domain, the servers and hosting, the SSL certificate, and the email, they're usually not that expensive. So, for example, a domain usually set you back about 12 bucks a year, server and hosting around maybe give or take 5 bucks a month, an SSL certificate about 60 bucks a year, and an email probably about 10 bucks a month. Now, that said, prices do fluctuate, and sometimes you can get away with getting some of these items for free, but these are about the averages in the market. So for a basic real estate, this is all you really need to spend. And if anyone tries to sell you anything more than what I just explained to you now, definitely raise an eyebrow and ask why. Now, if you want to jam on more specifically about creating websites, especially websites that actually generate leads, then I highly recommend you click the link below. Join our free Facebook group. That's all we do. That's all we jam about, like really lead generation, lead nurture, and all that fun, good jazz for real estate agents. So go ahead, click below, and I hope to see you in the group. But aside from that, I hope you found some value in today's video. And if you did, smash the like button, and also check out this video right here. All right, guys.